when I don't think we really appreciated how good we had it at the time, like with all those elite quarterbacks at one time. You had the Brady's, you had the Mannings, and even guys who were elite, but a little lower than them, obviously. You had the bathroom bins. We're talking about just strictly on the field, by the way. With how good he was, Phillip Rivers to an extent. You know what I'm saying? Like you had these other guys who around, even like at the beginning of the 2000s when you still had Steve McNair. Steve McNair was still winning MVPs like in 2003. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think we knew how good we had it. It's kind of like I feel like something we're going to be seeing in the NBA for real soon, where it's like who's going to be the next guy. Like obviously the NFL has found their guy, which is something that the NBA is still trying to do. It's obviously Patrick Mahomes, but who is going to be this guy's contemporaries outside of like a Justin Herbert? So that's why I want to talk about like who are like. How many like actual elite quarterbacks do you guys think are currently in the NFL? Because for me right now, if we want to be just strictly off elite, like my life is on the line, I'm counting on these two. To me, it's only two guys. It's Patrick Mahomes and it's Joe Burrow. I don't really know if there's anybody else who I would call an elite quarterback right now.
No, I can definitely agree with that, bro. And it's kind of like the term superstar in the NBA. Like it gets thrown around so much, and the reality is it takes a lot to be elite. So, in terms of just having that it factor, he's been banged up. So I can't say Aaron Rodgers, but Aaron Rodgers, was elite when he was active and playing. But I would agree right now it's Joe, it's Pat. And, as much as he, turns the ball over, which he needs to get a hold of, I still think Josh Allen is teetering on that elite category. I think he has the potential, has the skill. It's a matter of, just actual execution. So, I mean, I think those two really are the cream of the crop in terms of elite quarterbacks.
It's Tua.
Oh, okay.
It's Tua.
You putting Tua Uso in there already?
Nah, I'm fucking with y'all.
Oh, okay.
Nah, I'm fucking with y'all. This Casamigos hit it right now. No, it's really Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes, and like Dante said, Josh Allen. Any given day, they're capable of putting special throws on the field and carrying their team. Those are guys that have proven you can win because of them. Not, that it's kind of the argument that we're going through with Justin Fields as we watch a lot of these young quarterbacks. Everybody else needs everything to be right. We seen Joe Burrow come in with one of the worst offensive lines in modern day history. He got sacked a ridiculous number of times, and they made it to a Super Bowl. So it's Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, and Josh Allen, and then you have, you got to flip a coin.
I mean, I think, and to me, that's the fucked up part of it. We actually got to think, but okay, maybe so and so can do this. Why do y'all think like? Because this shit a quarterback play, not just from elites, but just like in general, it's just bad. And first, I thought it was lack of preseason reps and things like that, but we're basically 2 months into the damn season. Like, I want to know, like, what the fuck do you think is like going on? I think like part of it, if you look at the Thursday night football game last night, I really think these offensive coordinators are too much in their head. Like, I feel like they're doing a lot of things to take their guys out of a rhythm, and it doesn't make sense from like a play calling aspect. That's got to be part of it. But what do you guys think is the main reason why quarterback play across the league is just so bad in general?
I'm gonna be honest, G. I think it's really simple. Like DBs have gotten better, bro. DBs have adjusted to the rules, and now you got motherfuckers like Sauce Gardner who are, the size of small forwards. Scott has hijacked the controls, ladies and gentlemen.
And we keep pressing the button the same damn thing. Look, man. There you go. Go ahead.
There you go, my God. Yeah. But no, you got people like Sauce Gardner. Like I said, he's 6'3", 6'4", whatever. Just tall, lanky cornerbacks out there who can cover these guys and really, make it difficult for these offenses. And to Scott's point, which I agree with, you have so many coordinators who now feel like they have to be the evil genius who's, scheming guys open. And then the reality is everybody's not Kyle Shanahan. Everybody's not, capable of that. And so it's a copycat league. And now you see time after time, you see all of these coordinators who, just swear up and down that they're the smartest person in the room. And the defenses have adjusted. You see, the athleticism on the defensive side of the ball is crazy these days, the size and the speed, and it's caught up with everything we've seen on offense. So I think it's one of those things where it's not necessarily just that the quarterbacks are bad, but we really got to start giving credit to the defensive players because they putting in the work, and we've seen schemes adjust.
No, I agree 100%. The defenders have gotten better. You look at it, the majority of the first round DBs that get taken, they start from day one and they make an impact from day one. You look at Devin Witherspoon, you look at Sauce Gardner, you look at my man down in Houston on the Texans, Stingley. You look at Surtain over in for the Broncos. They get on the field and they start ASAP. But also we're in the era of the young QB. This is the youngest the average starting age of a QB has been in the last 60 years. So we're dealing with young guys that are getting out there. Just look at this year. Anthony Richardson before the injury, he was thrown out there to start. Bryce Young has started from day one. CJ Stroud is starting from day one. A lot of these teams have foregone the experiment of sit down, learn for a year, learn behind a solid vet. There aren't really many solid vets. If you have a solid vet right now, you're not moving off of them. So they're throwing these young boys into the fire, and that obviously has to contribute to the quarterback play that we're seeing and why it's hit or miss on any given day. Yesterday Trevor Lawrence didn't do too much, but he looked great. Like to me, he looked poised for a third year QB playing with the injury. Like he didn't do too much, but then give or take the next week we see him, he's liable to throw 3 picks. So it's just the ebbs and flows and what we have to deal with as viewers, and then what the league is dealing with as when you're employing such young QBs that are starting from day one.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good take. I didn't think about. It's kind of like in the NBA too, where all the influx of young talent over there. And we had this conversation like on like an old episode of Ball Don't Lie, Dante. We were talking about lack of role players in the NBA. Like maybe we used to know the role players, you used to know the Dale Davises, the deadlift shrimps,
The Aaron
nigga,
McKees.
the Aaron McKees, the East Snows. Like you don't really have those guys in the NBA anymore. So I kind of feel like it's like that too, where it's like there's too many. We don't even know who the really good quarterbacks are right now. And I do think that's a problem, but maybe it's something it will get better because these guys are so young, man. So